Hi, Erica. Good to see your smiling face today. Thank you for joining. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Can everyone hear me and see me?
Yes.
Yes, okay, great. All right, well, thank you for joining this call today on marketing continuity during COVID-19. And we are going to rethink what you can offer and how to get the word out today about your business during this challenging time. Now, this morning I sent all of you some resources, and so I'll just ask to confirm that you did receive those. One was a blank marketing plan, and that's something that we are going to go over today. You'll fill it out partially during today's call, and then you'll probably finish it up later. At least that's the intent, is that you'll get something that's actionable for your business today and that you can use. I also sent a shorter marketing checklist. That was a just a 2-page document, and that's another resource provided by Action Coach for you. And then I sent the 5 ways document, which is 5 ways to be profitable in your company. It's also going to provide you additional ideas for marketing during this time. So with that, let's go ahead and get going. Well, as several of you know, I'm Jennifer Ferrero, and a couple of you were on the webinar yesterday, so thank you for doing that. And I've been in marketing, communications, and public relations for most of my career, and now work as a business development manager here at Action Coach. And I've worked with hundreds of companies in 20 years, and have had employees and have had lots of clients through the years, and now I'm able to provide some support for business owners at this time. All right, let's talk about a concept that Action Coach has. It's called point of power. This is a time that we're in right now where a lot of us could feel powerless. And the reason is that really this virus is beyond our control. And it's an awful thing, and it's very prevalent, and it's basically shut down our normal way of doing business, right? But we could, at this point, be sitting at home, working from our home offices or our kitchen table, and say, oh my gosh, this is horrible. I'm going to, I just can't go on, whatever. But instead of taking that mindset, I think it's better for us to think in terms of being a business owner, taking ownership, being accountable, and being responsible for those things that we can control in our life and our business. And a lot of people, they go through their whole life with this blame, excuses, and denial model, but it doesn't have to be that way. And we can certainly do something about that here. In doing some marketing planning today. Hi, Rick. Good to see you. All right. There we go. So let's go ahead and start talking about some things here. And Rick, just for your knowledge, I think since you joined us a couple of minutes late, email today with a marketing plan and some other resources. Did you receive that?
I don't think so.
You didn't, okay. Well, check your email, and I've gotten, I think you actually had 2 email addresses on the registration for this, so check your email and make sure you have those. We are going to use that blank marketing plan in today's call.
Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you for joining us. All right, as noted, we are in an extremely unique time right now, and but we can be proactive in what we're going to do. And so I'd like to start out first by, if each of you could say your name, the name of your business, and then where you are right now in your marketing, just briefly. So we'll start with Tom Binder.
Right. Tom Binder here in Santa Monica, and I'm at a very exciting time because it's a total reboot, and quite honestly, I'm not sure if I want this exciting time to end because of the opportunities that are in front of myself.
Okay, thanks, Tom. Jesse, what's the name of your business?
Are you asking me what's the name of the business?
No, I was moving on to Jesse Johnson.
Yeah, Jesse Johnson, Champion Choices. And I guess where I'm at in marketing is kind of a little bit overrun as far as picking up opportunity and focusing on verticals. So.
Okay, Jesse. Rick, how about you?
Yeah, well, I'm with Klunt Hosmer, and we actually are a marketing firm. And so my interest in this call today is just to get everybody else's input on where they're at with marketing, so that I can start to fill spaces and adapt my own approach in dealing with what other clients out there are facing today.
Great, thanks, Rick. I appreciate you being on the call today with your years of experience. And if you have for me following the call, I'd love to hear it. Erica, James, why don't you tell us what you're up to?
Hi, my name's Erica. I'm a photographer here in Spokane Valley, and I still have a few projects that I'm working on for clients, because my work doesn't stop when I click the shutter. So I'm glad that I'm still able to continue that work. But I think that my main challenge is that just kind of ramping up for spring. I feel like there's just so much noise going on in social media and stuff right now that it's hard to be heard. And so just looking for different ideas, and I have a few things up my sleeve that I'm trying to be more accommodating for my clients and during this time. So
Okay. Great, thank you, Erica. I appreciate everybody weighing in as to where they are. I'll ask for some audience participation a couple times during this call today, just so we can all make sure that we are talking to each other. I think this is a nice opportunity to do that. So regarding what products or services have changed in your business, one thing that we've done with Action Coach, just in reacting to the current environment, is we rapidly moved everything into an online format. And honestly, that was a second quarter goal for us with Action Coach, is to start offering more webinars, because we've found in recent months that it's harder for people to make time to come out to things and come to our office for meetings. So basically a goal that we had was already accelerated based on the coronavirus to move into the webinar format. And now we are actively doing that. I think the verdict is still out for me on how successfully I can run a webinar, but I'm going to do the best I can for you today. So that's something that, that we changed and may be changing for some of you as well. All right. What I'd like to do now, and this is again in that marketing document, that it's called the Quick Marketing Plan that you should have received today. Right here, I've got it here. We have our Action Coach 1. I'm going to refer to our Quick Marketing Plan and what we've recently filled out throughout today's session. So if you don't have that, I will get that to you right after this meeting if you didn't receive it. Okay. We're going to talk about our unique selling proposition. What is it that sets us apart in the marketplace? And it's something that basically allows you to not compete on price with your competitors. It allows you to sell something that is of value to people and is in demand, and something that they will purchase repeatedly. Recurring business is generally the name of the game for successful companies, and so that unique selling proposition should allow you to do that. Now, we have a new modified unique selling proposition for Action Coach, and that is that we can offer both coaching and education in an online format. Our standard USP is that we are an Action Coach International franchise, which provides us with a worldwide team of coaches and teams, and also content. They provide us with a lot of content that we can use to teach classes and to work with folks. So those are really our unique selling propositions, but as I said, ours is modified just slightly right now during this unique time. And so you may consider that you need to do that as well. So in the marketing plan, you'll see that on page 3 that you'll come up with that. Okay, the mission. Now, all of you should have a mission statement for your business already. Raise your hand if you have a mission statement. Physically raise your hand because I'm not in a webinar format here. Okay, wonderful. That's a statement of why your organization exists and what you're providing. So for an example, ours is to improve the success and quality of life for business owners through coaching. Would anyone like to share what their mission statement is for their business? And you'll have to go off of mute for just a minute to share. Anyone?
I'll give you one, providing quality art at reasonable prices.
Good. Okay, thank you. Rick, it looks like you have one.
You know, I do, but I would have to like read it off my website. That's the problem. It's not in my head.
Right. All
My
right.
bad.
Yeah, that's something we want to have in our head, right?
Yeah, of course.
Jesse, do you have one?
Yeah, so that's to help people champion the causes that they want and make choices that align with their value system.
Oh, nice. I'll have to think about that one a little bit. That's good. Okay, anyone else? No? Okay. So a mission statement is something that you would have a chance to record in this marketing plan that I have provided to you, which by the way is a fillable document. You can fill that out, save it, and put it into action. That's the intention. A vision statement, of course, is a picture of your company in the future and really that ultimate goal for your company. So ours is all businesses in our region are educated on the benefits and value of business coaching. And so we actually just were working on our mission and vision, I'd say, this past fall. And I think that those have not changed for us during the coronavirus. It's still the same mission and vision. It's just that the delivery method is changing just a little bit, okay? All right, the next item in your marketing plan is points of culture. And those are cultural values that really are reflected in how you operate as a team. And something I was saying in the call yesterday is that I do a lot of freelance writing for the aerospace industry, and that's a kind of a side gig that I have. And when I talk to people and interview them about their businesses, it's always about culture. It's the most interesting thing to me that that's the number one thing that people point to. And so I usually ask them, you know, what sets you apart? And sometimes it's that they like to party together, have barbecues, get together outside of work. Sometimes it's just being very helpful or being great communicators. And so these are these points of culture that are important to your company and how you operate. Interestingly, our points of culture for our Action Coach Northwest practice spell out the word coach. Ted came up with this, and they are consistency, ownership, abundancy, congruency, and honor. And these are values that we live by at this practice. So if you don't have points of culture, this is an opportunity for you to take a look at maybe doing that in your plan. Okay, let's talk a little bit about customers. And interestingly, with customers, in our Action Club program, which is a class that I run for 7 weeks, and it's every week, we talk a lot about customers because, let me ask you this. By show of hands, how many of you have had customers that you'd like to fire sometimes? You don't like them. They're terrible customers, right? And we all have those things that happen to us. While we're on this sort of mini hiatus, we're all trying to work from home, I think this is a great opportunity to really think about the types of customers that we want to have in our business. There are customers that seriously stress us out, that are not valuable customers. They maybe don't pay us on time. They don't approve things when we ask for approvals. They're just generally challenging. And so I think it's nice for us to take some time to really think about what attributes are we looking for in our customers? What do we most value in customers? When we identify the values that we have for our customers, then we have an opportunity to market to new people and to people that we really want to work with, right? Sometimes in business, we take on customers that are not good customers because we feel that we have to. And I think I can speak for everyone in saying that. Most of us do feel that way at some point, but why not strive for customer groups and people that we really want to work with? So people that pay on time, they review materials in a timely manner, they provide approvals when you ask for them, people that listen and share new ideas, people who stay on track with the schedule, whatever you're doing in your project, and don't cause unnecessary delays. And I think most importantly, people that keep their temper in check. That's one that I've experienced a lot in my career, of people who just are really unreasonable in their reactions to things. When you are going through this customer audit, which I recommend you all do, and by the way, I do have a customer audit that is a separate document that you will receive after this meeting. I'm sorry I didn't get into the original packet. But you will have a chance to take a look at auditing your customers and who you want to work with. I do recommend that you do spend time on doing that. Okay. I am offering today, if you, after the call and once you fill out your marketing plan that I sent to you in a blank format, a 30-minute conversation about the marketing plan and any questions that you have, and just anything that you'd like to discuss regarding that plan. Also, Coach Ted Schmidt would be available to talk to you as well. So that's something that, that you might consider. You can email me at that email address to schedule that with me. So again, that's after you fill out your workbook to the best of your ability. Okay, let's move on. All right. Let's talk about objectives. So you've already written a mission and vision statement, most of you have, and likely, again, those may not change during this time. Again, some of your tactics might change, but likely your mission and vision are probably going to remain static. And then once you take a look at your ideal customer, then you can really start to set some objectives. With Action Coach, we take a look at your targets, aims, and objectives. And so when we're looking at targets, those would be, generally speaking, the people that we want to reach to do business with. So some of our targets with Action Coach are when we have identified certain types of clients that we're looking for. And then we also have identified strategic partners. So those are some key targets for us. What is our aim in reaching those targets? We define that in our marketing plan, and then we can define objectives from there. Some of our aims are to reach these identified target markets, to engage face-to-face, or right now, again, a modification is through Zoom meetings, which we're doing. And so those are our aims. Now, when we're talking about objectives, some of you have been to Growth Club before, that are on today's call. And in Growth Club, we like to talk about SMART objectives. So those are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. And so we encourage you in this marketing plan to take a look at writing SMART objectives. This will help you to get through this challenging time right now. And again, the overall plan should help you do that as well. One of our objectives is at the end of first quarter 2020, so that's by March 31st, engage in online webinars and business coaching due to coronavirus concerns. So we are already doing that. It took us about a week and we got that ramped up. Another one could be by the end of first quarter 2020, provide business education in an online format in both free and paid options for our local business community. Can would any one of you like to share one of your objectives based on what's going on right now?
So I'll share. One of my objectives is to go back to our original marketing plan about dealing with private collectors, reaching out individually and personally, which has not been the situation. But now it seems like everybody's willing to talk and to regroup, reconnect. And I think this is it's an ultimate opportunity to check in with people that have not been reached out to, quite some time. So that's what we're doing.
Great, thank you, Tom. And Tom is art dealer in Santa Monica, and he and I have worked together for a while now. And so Tom, when you're considering reaching out to private parties, people who will purchase art from you, it's important to identify a time frame for when you're going to reach out to them, maybe identify a list of who you're going to reach out to, and then really getting into some of those tactics later on, specifics about what you're going to ask of them when you contact them.
Sure.
Anyone else, one more person want to share? Anyone?
Yeah. I needed to develop 5 new revenue streams by June 30th, 2020.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you.
And because I joined late, can you tell me what business you're in?
Yeah, it's Champion Choices. It's a consulting, coaching organization that helps organizations outsource their sales effort, build sales processes, but then also does the individual coaching as well.
Okay. So what might be a couple of those 5 new revenue streams?
Yeah, so some of it is partnering with startups and coaching them on a performance-driven basis. So it's a smaller retainer fee, and then I take a revenue share off the result. Mm-hmm. Some of it is potentially in the marketing. I come from an advertising marketing background, so agency commissions are pretty common to me. And a lot of the small business owners and clients that I work with typically need somebody to help them get out of their own way and pick out of all the different agencies in the area, like what is the key differentiator, and they look at too many in the area and get overwhelmed. So I partner with strategic partners, kind of like Jennifer was alluding to, and then some of them are as simple as softwares and things like that, where there's different platforms that are easy to leverage that you can build out. And I work with several different development teams. So if I can help them get on and develop an app that takes a revenue share, those kind of things.
Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you so much for sharing. Okay, the next section in the marketing plan is strategy. This is where you can take a look at who you're targeting and why. And if you know information about who you're targeting, specifically those clients that you'd like to reach, clients or customers, it can help you do some market research that will inform some campaigns. And we, of course, have a wonderful resource here locally with the Spokane Public Library and Mark Pond. I think he is in a home format right now, but my understanding is he's still able to help us and provide us with market research when we need it. So that helps. For us, because we targeted who we wanted to reach, we were able to create a digital marketing campaign that's going to start next week. And by the way, for those that are thinking, gosh, I don't know what's going to happen, we're losing money, or this recession, we may have a recession that lasts a long time. What Coach Ted is saying and what Action Coach International is saying is this is not the time to hold on to your money from a sales and marketing standpoint. He says, get out there and do your marketing and invest in the business. He said, Coach Ted said, the people who are doing that now will survive this without any problem. The people that are like, oh, I don't think I'm going to spend any money, they're not going to make it through. You've got to stay in front of people. But back to Erica's point, I think that social media is getting really loud right now. There's a lot going on with people pushing stuff out, including us. And I even said to Ted this week, we need to not overwhelm. We need to not look frantic in our marketing through social media, and make sure that we're sort of right sizing it for today and what we need to do. So, Rick, did you have any thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, you know, from my viewpoint in marketing, we deal all the time with clients that they know they need to do something. They're going to improve a brand or embark on a new marketing campaign or reach out to a new market or whatever it might be, update their website, things like that. But they're always too busy. Oh, I'm just too busy. Oh, we need to get to that. That's been on my plate for 6 months. But we're just so busy taking care of clients, or we're so busy dealing with, you know, business that I don't have time to update that website copy or to determine these strategies or who I want to reach and how I need to reach them, like the stuff you're talking about, Jennifer. And what I'm trying to do right now is determine ways to reach out to them to say, while you're working at home, while your phone may not be ringing as much as it was, while you're not dealing with maybe as much of the day-to-day business as you had been, now is the perfect opportunity to focus on I'll use your phrase, Jennifer, focus on your business, working on your business instead of in your business, right? Mm-hmm. And so I have found that there are companies out there, clients of mine, that are able to think that way and do just that. It's like, you know what, while things are slower, while people are working from home or not at all, I can start to make plans like you're doing on this webinar today, everyone, to put myself in a better position when this COVID-19 thing is over. So rather than retreating and shrinking, and again, trying to save your money and save your way to success, be smart about it, but invest in your business while things are weird right now. So that when they get unweird and more back to normal, you're in a much better position than your competitors are.
Absolutely, I agree with that. And I think that as a recommendation, if all of you take time to fill out this marketing plan that we're providing to you for free, you just have to spend time working on it, then consider contacting someone like Rick Hosmer with Clint Hosmer for executing on things like your website and some brochures or whatever you need to do to get the word out about your business. So I appreciate that. Thanks, Rick.
Mm-hmm. If I could jump in real quick, I just shared in the chat a great article. Rick, it might be helpful in your space. It's an article from Harvard Business Review on how to market through a recession. And point number 3 is one of the most important ones to point out to clients about do not stop your marketing spending. I just shared it in the chat of the feature, but I find that that's a really good one for people that maybe need an external validation from an organization like that. That's not you, it's a mutual.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you
Thank you.
That's wonderful. Okay, let's move on to tactics. So strategy, of course, is generally the big idea of something we want to accomplish, and a tactic is something specific of how we get there. And in this marketing plan, you have a tactics section that starts on page 9. And that would allow you to really start thinking about the specifics. The other thing I've sent you is something called the 5 ways document. So if you find as you're going through the tactics regarding avenues available on social media and some of these things that you will use to get the word out about your business, this 5 ways document includes even more ideas for you. And of course now, during what we're going through, the biggest thing is what can we do that's online in an online format. I think right now we're seeing a big rush of people doing webinars and classes and things like this. My sense is that will die off after a little while. So if you decide to go into this realm, pace yourself. I know that Ted had said to me, well, why don't you just start offering all these classes every day of the week? And I think that is overkill. I feel like we should spread it out because we don't know if this is going to be 2 weeks or 2 months or longer. So we have to be cognizant of that, unfortunately, but plan for what we can offer. So as you go through and you look at your tactics in the document, you'll see avenues available. You can take a look at your social media. Obviously, people now know you don't have to be on every social media channel that's out there. You need to do what's best for your business, and that's something that you should consider during this time. Okay, so action. This is really taking a look at, as you work through this marketing plan, specifically what is going to happen. Now on page 11 of the marketing plan, it talks about the action of what you're going to accomplish. So one of ours for Action Coach is website content and measurement. We recently launched a new website that Action Coach International provides to us. It's part of our franchise agreement, but we needed to work on content. And then we also decided, let's spend some more time making better decisions about how we market through our website, by understanding who's coming there, what are they looking at, that kind of thing. So we are doing that and working on our SEO, our visibility, that kind of thing. As noted, we're working with a digital marketing company who's going to get the word out about the business and drive people to a landing page for us. So on page 11, and I think it goes several pages in this plan, you can develop different action items, who's responsible, the time frame, who you're targeting, which customers you're targeting, detail on your aims in doing these campaigns. So I would encourage you all to document that in your plan. Now on the right side of the page here, this is sort of a simple small business at a glance marketing plan, but doggone it, it's pretty easy to look at and read if you think about it. And it allows you to really even post it in your office if you did something of this simplicity. So this is for Paws Doggy Daycare. My reason for existence, what's my purpose? What sets my business apart? You know, that's that unique sales proposition. My ideal customer is. What's most important to my ideal customer when they're buying what I'm selling, okay? So if you can start to take some of these elements and put them in such a concise format that you could print it out on one sheet and stick it on the wall, you might be in a pretty good place to follow your marketing plan. So that's just one example for you. All right. The other thing, as we talked about, is success measurement. Now, all of us nowadays have lots of metrics at our fingertips. We have them in our email marketing campaigns, we have them in social media, we have them on our website, but certainly it's not just enough to look at those numbers on a regular basis. You should also be really making some better decisions based on those numbers. So one of the things that we were doing is we saw that as we promoted classes through social media, we saw that a lot of people were looking at those posts, but it was not yielding results. We were not having people sign up for classes through social media posts. Therefore, we decided, you know, that is not our best technique to reach people. We might build awareness that way, but we're not getting signups. So we started to put into place other measures to encourage people to sign up for our in-person classes. Now the game has changed just a little bit, so we're reevaluating, but look at your metrics, and that's one of the most important things that you could do, and then make adjustments from there. In fact, you might revisit your marketing plan at that point. Okay. Does anyone have anything to add regarding metrics, measurement of campaigns? No? Okay. So we are a resource for you here at Action Coach. We want to see you succeed and thrive in the coming months. I think we have, even if we can, as a community and as people in the state and in the country can mitigate this virus and slow it down, it seems like this might go on for a little while. So we feel, again, that there are measures you can take to continue to work on the business and improve it that will keep you in business long after things get back to normal. And one of the most important things, I think, is that we have to think in that mindset that things will get back to normal at some point. Okay, well, that's about all I have for today, other than it's time to get into action. And if you would like to sign up for the free one-to-one consultation with me, you can contact me directly. And again, Coach Ted has, he's got actually next week 5 30-minute sessions available if you would like to talk with him about business coaching, and how it can help your business even during this challenging time. Any questions?
But a lot to digest, Jennifer, and some really, really good specific tactics. And I love the 5 ways. That in itself is worth more than anything else that you can do if you just work on that 5 ways sheet. So thank you for sending that.
You bet. Yeah, absolutely. That's it's a great document that comes from Action Coach International, as does the marketing plan, all of these ideas. And again, they provide us with some wonderful materials. Just to plug for a couple of you, Rick Hosmer, again, was with Clint Hosmer, and they do marketing and advertising and creative and communications, all kinds of stuff. So be of help to you. And then Erica Jacobs has Jacobs Photography. I imagine doing photos right now might be a bit of a challenge for some people. Although I have seen one photographer here in Spokane who's taking front porch photos of families distance. So she decided, here's a way I can continue to work while we're all quarantined, essentially. So lots of fresh ideas popping up and innovations. It's a good time for that. Okay. Well, if there's no more questions or comments, we'll go ahead and conclude the call. I'll give you a little more time back today. So everyone go out and be well, and we'll chat again soon.
All right. Thanks, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.